It's that look. It's that look right there. That look, like, test me, mother. Yeah.
And then there's a little old lady.
Knives for sale. Subverting expectations.
It's just clearly fan fiction.
But Loki, it wouldn't have been as exciting for the audience.
We're dedicated to a higher purpose. We're fighters for truth, justice, and the American way.
Doesn't this blend of blindness and blandness want to make you do something crazy?
Boy, do I have a surprise for you.
Miami Vice Pops.
See them driven before you? They hear the lamentation of your women. Huh?
Oh no!
Ooh.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
Well, greetings and salutations, everyone. I hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to Talk Hard. And yes, I know we're late. I tell you the honest truth, guys. We enjoy each other's company. We enjoy conversing and hanging out together. And we were just doing exactly that for a few minutes, catching up post-holiday. But I hope everyone out there had a good New Year, good Christmas, good time together. But it is great to be back, my friends. And Loki, my friend, my brother, IRONCASTER is here. Loki, my brother, how was Christmas? How was New Year? What is going on?
Christmas was good. Christmas was great. If you were keeping up with the Twitterati stuff, a great Santa left a big, I can't think of the name of it now. Jukebox. Santa left a big jukebox. Good times. I've got an arcade machine. I can't play because my wrist is broken.
Yeah.
But yeah, once the wrist heals and I can, we're playing some Marvel versus Capcom and some Marvel versus Capcom 2 and some X-Men versus Street Fighter. And yeah, everybody knows that I love comics, knows that I love Capcom and Street Fighter and Marvel. And yeah, what a great Christmas present that was.
That's awesome.
So who's your main?
Wolverine on almost all of them. So Wolverine and Ryu, if I'm teaming up between the Street Fighters and usually it's Wolverine and Ryu. If you get that third pick in, then probably be someone like Akuma or someone fun. I tend to go with the Beamers unless it's Wolverine. But I'm really good with Wolverine. You can ask Mike. When we did the bachelor party before the wedding, I beat his ass at Marvel versus Capcom like 20 times in a row, and he just didn't see what was coming.
It's awesome.
I tend to like using like Hisenko or Cammy. Those kind of two of my main go-tos for Capcom games.
Heck yeah, Cammy's great. I did what was it, Street Fighter 4 Ultra? I did a competition where it was like 30 people in a row, no stopping me, just with Cammy.
Rock on. IRONCASTER, my brother, I'm glad you had a good holiday. Good things like that going on for you, my friend.
Yeah, it has been so relaxing. Like, I've been off since Christmas. I haven't had to go anywhere. My car's broke down right now, so I'm just I'll worry about that tomorrow.
He's got the Kurt Russell stunt double look about him today. Very much the toxic film look. I appreciate it very much.
And then I made the mistake of like reinstalling Skyrim and modding that, and that's just where I've been like that has been like the last few days so far. Like, it was like New Year's, don't worry about it. I got to go like fight a dragon.
When the computer cheated, did you pour ice in it and call her a cheating bitch?
Oh,
The
no.
Thing, come on, the Thing.
He didn't get the Thing reference. I was like really upset. All right, we have to move on quickly before we kick him out of the club. Chris Burgess here. Happy New Year, the triumvirate of Talking Hard, Pops, Loki, Ironcaster. Hail to you, Chris. Thanks for everything you are and do for us, my friend. You are the mod. You are the great supporter. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. Another great member, Left Eye Ego, has now become a member as well, the old Pops modding. Thank you, Left Eye Ego. We appreciate you, man. It's going to be great to have you back on the channel doing some stuff with me as well. And I did get to say thanks to Deleted Scenes. He actually joined on the 21st, my final stream, literally like at the closing bell, it popped up. Now, I may have just missed it, but anyway, hail to Deleted Scenes if you catch this after the fact, brother. Appreciate you and all you members out there. Remember, I drop everything early now. That's definitely one of the features that YouTube appears to have correct. Except you can't make them premiere, so you have to kind of like unschedule them and put them back as a premiere if you want them to premiere. But at least I can give members, and you get raw access sometimes. I don't even have descriptions in there. You get all sorts of crazy stuff in there. But you guys can enjoy the next two Watch Your Stories because they're out there. You're going to have comic talk stuff. You're going to have all sorts of stuff early. So if you're not already a member, do that. As well as you also get a little preview of the two boxes, or I think there's the three boxes that are priced to go to shows with me because none of that's on eBay, not available to anybody else. If you're in the buying market for comics or anything like that, you may want to check out those videos if you're a member. So. And Nos is here. Happy New Year's, my Watto brother. I am here for the toxicity. We were happy to have you here, Nos. We were happy to have you. Dempsey, my brother. Awesome, great to see you. Thanks for being a member. Dempsey, of course, is one of those What's Your Story guests. So he will be one of the January What's Your Stories. You would definitely not want to miss that one. I called it the Inside the Music with the Dangerous Dempseys. So Penny is here. Great to see you, Penny. Awesome. I love people throwing out those emojis. That's how you do it. Right? Oh, look at that. Loki Zardoz making an appearance. Of course.
Penny.
Luis Sparrow. Awesome. Luis sent me we had some exchanges here recently, so I may have convinced her to come on and do a stream. Maybe.
Maybe. More Luis, the better.
I agree. Zax is here. Hail. Happy New Year to you, my friend. Thanks for everything. Zax is taking advantage of those member privileges. Get in there early. Make your comments. Make your presence known, Zax. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Let's see. The Prince of Persia. That is a great reference. Fantastic. Lovely Sherry is here. Hey, hope you're doing well, lady. Hope your New Year's treated you well and things are going okay. Let's see here. Plenty of... All right, does the Ultimate Tier give us a Pops 2024 bikini calendar? Not the bikini calendar, but who's not to say we will not put together a Talk Hard calendar? Maybe we can get Chris and maybe some other of these great meme makers and things like that. And yes, they did. Well, first off, the Dempseys took the, was it Me and the Pink Nightmare? That inspired some music, and it inspired a meme, which was me cackling, which is extremely disturbing. I don't know. I don't even know. This is nuts. The internet stuff does weird things. It does weird things.
You know what could really make that calendar sell? If you can convince Mexican Iron Man to do an appearance in the Iron Thong. That could really make that calendar sell right there. Just
I'm not sure that's
Mike
on brand for me, but it could be a ValhallaCon exclusive. It could be. It could be.
Our contribution to Pops' calendar.
Well, maybe we'll put it in the back. Dempsey, yes, it was a lot of fun. Indeed. Adega's here. Great to see the doc in the house. Hey, hail to you, my friend.
Hail, brother.
Hail to everybody that's here. So yes, I chose this topic. This was me throwing out a topic based on the fact that we had thrown different movies out there to talk about, and then we found out that Halo is going to drop in February, and we are going to rope tie, hog tie, Clockwork Oranges, or to relive the glory that is the travesty of Halo. Most likely, I don't know. They've revamped. They've gotten rid of everybody, brought in new. We'll see what happens. But Loki will be here. We will be breaking down Halo, which means we now only have like 5 or 6 shows before that starts. So I was like, well, let's throw all those movies in a hat, and we can just kind of plug the ones we love. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to sit here and talk about some of these, quote, toxic films that the world hates. I don't know.
I'm going to have to come up with like the list of all our nicknames for these people.
Yes, we do.
Halo, just to remind the guys.
Yeah, we do. We need to kind of have like a Cliff Notes. And maybe we can put that together, and I can get that. We can kind of put that list together and create like a little casting chart, and then we can make that a community post or something so everybody will know so they can follow along properly. And then go back and I'll put some links out there for the original because it is a fun transgression through Halo where we keep adding nicknames because some people didn't have a nickname right away. And then they're kind of like, oh, this is what this. So yes, but all these characters, trust me, Mystery Science Theater Halo Season 1 is way more memorable if you give them nicknames. Just so you guys know. So, all right. So with that, all right. So what would be one of the great toxic films that you want to throw out there first, Loki?
The one you've got on the thumbnail, and that's Starship Troopers.
Yeah,
I remember my dad had read the book and had me read the book, so I kind of knew what was going on. He didn't like it as much as I liked it, but he warmed on it over the years. He didn't like the fact that Dizzy was a chick. There was other things he didn't like about it, but he didn't like the fact they didn't have like the war suits. There were these like mechanical suits, like war suits. They fought
like
the
tech.
bugs
It was
with.
like tech. It was like a tech armor type stuff.
Yeah,
right?
it was like tech armor,
like mech maybe,
like a mech armor. Yeah. So there was stuff that wasn't in the movie that he really wanted to see, but it's still a good movie. And there's, everyone fights, no one quits. Don't do your job, I'll kill you myself. That's such a good movie.
Yeah. What do you think, IRONCASTER?
Oh, just like, what's not to love with the film? Because like, I mean, the fascinating thing around it was how Paul Verhoeven basically threw the book out and went and did his own thing with the book, with the film, and it's like he just made this. He accidentally made this sort of masterpiece of a film. It's like, who doesn't love Starship Troopers? Is the question.
I don't know, because I love this movie coming right out of the gate. I'd already become a massive Paul Verhoeven fan because of RoboCop, which we can also talk about. Total Recall, I loved that to death. I actually love Flesh and Blood, and so I was already down the rabbit hole of his approach. And then it seems like once we were post Basic Instinct, everybody knew who he was, and I think that is the success. They let him have like free reign to do a couple movies, and he kind of got away with things. But yeah, it is a glorious film. It is so much fun, which is, again, part of the reasons of recommending that movie is, can we just have fun? Are we allowed to? They don't want us to have fun, so can we just have fun? So, folks, if you just want to do that, this is a great recommendation. It's not real long, right? It's back in the days where we, it's 2 hours long. Yeah, it's 2 hours. Okay, a little over 2 hours for credits. So
I'm from Buenos Aires, and I say kill them all.
Kill them all. They're only good bugs. A dead bug. Would you like to know more?
The enemy cannot push a button if you've neutralized the hand.
If you've disabled his hand. Medic! Oh, dude. Man, what a... Zim was so awesome. They picked the perfect person to play Zim. So
Gap is here. Hey, Gap. How you been, brother? Hope you had a good Christmas, good New Year. Hope things are going well for you, my friend. I remember seeing Starship Troopers in the theater, and it was just a buzz, man. It was like, oh, man, this is what this should be like. We can just go. We can have a great time. And I think it just holds up well. Is there a certain version of this film? Is there a 4K version and stuff on this? I don't think I have.
Yes,
the 4K.
yes.
I assume there is. I don't have a 4K version. I got that. I'm writing that down, so it's on my.
There's
4K
a 4K, and it comes in a metal case. So you got the metal. You got like the tin case that has the 4K in it. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. 4K is great. Sounds great. The picture's great. Quality's great. They did a great job with the 4K upscaling.
That was another blessing for Christmas this year, was to get some 4K upgrades on stuff. My daughter loves it because she gets the cast-off ones. I usually let her have the DVDs or whatever. So she was very happy to take home a little stack of, where's she going with those? Well, we got upgraded. So, yes, that's what happened. So.
Yep, I've got the 4K.
Yeah, I have to make that upgrade. So, all right, Caster, what about you, man? I know I threw some stuff on the thumbnail, but that's just a general guide to keep my ADD under control. You can throw out any toxic film you want.
Well,
Chat, you're welcome to, by the way.
Well, by the way, since it was on the thumbnail and it's so memorable, like RoboCop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Paul Verhoeven again. Yeah, that was such a groundbreaking film.
So we're writing that little groove. And I love the story around it, how it was his wife who had pulled the script out of the trash And after he had cast away, because Paul Verhoeven looked at it and said, "Well, this is RoboCop. No, I can't do this." And then his wife pulled the script out and said, "Well, there's actually something here to this." And he wound up likening the character to the American Jesus. He walks on water. He's killed and brought back.
The original film, so it dropped when I was working at the theater. So this is, man, they don't really give us a great photo. So maybe you guys will find a better photo out there. So I worked at the theater when this dropped. And this massive theater display. This thing is huge. So this is what it looks like. It's this massive, it's taller than us. So you're talking 8 feet tall, right? Or so. This massive display. That's what these in the theaters back then, right? And I was coming out of one of the corner auditoriums, and this is at Northdale 6 off Del Mabry in Tampa. And I came out, I got my little broom, my little dustpan thing, and I look over, and there it goes, right out the door. People were stealing it, threw it in the back of a pickup truck, and were driving away with RoboCop. Oh, yeah. That was one of the multitude of memories. I got to tell you, even though I wasn't in the movie theater long, it was like a part-time gig on and off for a couple of years when I was in college, late high school and early college. It was like, there are a lot. There literally could be like a TV miniseries about the shenanigans of a movie theater. I don't think, has there ever been a movie or anything on like movie theater life? Because it is completely strange and bizarre stuff that happens.
I've heard so many stories over the years of things happening at movie theaters that you could easily do like a Cheers-esque show about the working at a movie theater.
You could do an X-rated show about some of the stuff that goes on in a movie.
I mean, that wouldn't be on brand for me, but I think that you can make things even racier by not showing it. Like, it's even worse when you don't see it. Like, it's but yeah, there was RoboCop. So, I mean, obviously I loved it. Actually, and RoboCop was, so when I moved, so this came out in '87, so I didn't graduate high school yet. But when I graduated, there was this, so near the university where I was at, there was a video store, and they would do like the previously viewed, what are they called those? Come on, guys. The rentals, the ones where they kind of recycle them back through again. What do they call that? Anyway, those rentals would be sold, okay? And they did like a special where you could buy 6 of them for X amount. I don't know what it was. 6 for like $30 or whatever it was. And RoboCop, that's how the VHS of RoboCop went home with Pops, because I could afford it. Yeah, that's great. I love that movie. My gosh, it's great. So many great lines, great moments. Ronnie Cox is just such an underrated actor, man. It's just so good. Yes. Dead or alive. You're coming with me. Yes. So good.
He's a cop killer.
Okay, here's one that's not in the thumbnail. Great suggestion, by the way. Dempsey throws out Commando. Yes, that actually is on the radar screen of when we watch, like when we give that some special time. It's 1985, so its 40th the anniversary is next year. I hate kind of putting it off, but you know how I love anniversary stuff, guys. You know how I am. So yeah.
Well, plus there's a good chance that it might wind up getting a new theatrical re-release for like an anniversary screening. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to find out Fathom plays it.
Why isn't there not like a competitor to Fathom doing even more? Like, I don't know. Does anyone, so Mexican Iron Man, if you're out there, or look, if you want to drop, can we like figure out an investor firm or something where we can get together and collaborate with like a Fathom events for like these type of the other movies, like B movies and action movies and genre films, something like that. A Fathom events competitor that could do this kind of stuff and put this stuff out there.
The local theaters were doing that during the coup.
Yeah,
you could go in and see an old movie. They had
to find a way to put they had to make something, figure out how to, like, you know, pay for the ice cream or something. I mean, it was nuts. Yeah.
And they don't do that anymore. You could rent out an entire theater if you wanted and just tell them, hey, I want to see this. I want to see this movie.
And they would go get it. Yeah.
And they would go get it.
And I think this is part of that. The studios don't know how to make money anymore. Like, we're losing physical copies. This is another thing they should do, is to do a licensing fee. And I have to be honest, I know that in the churches, for the faith-based community, we used to get, especially when I had press contacts, I would get offers like, well, for like $100 for this many people, or it was like how many people are in the auditorium we were going to put in there. And I was like, that should be the thing for all of this. Like if I wanted to just show a 40th anniversary event for Commando, I should be allowed to pay X amount to get the permission to do it, and then the theater rental, whatever that would entail, if we just do it. But
I got mad. I'm mad now. I just checked my local Cinemark to see what's playing, to see if like I even could still book those. In about 2-3 minutes here, they've got the Two Towers playing, the extended edition.
Oh, tonight. All right, RoboCaster. See you later, buddy. Maybe you can get there before the credits are done. I totally get it. Yeah. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, you got to stay on top of those kinds of things. Tuesday night's a rough night too. Loki knows I gave up my press credentials for Tuesday screenings for that reason, because I'm like, talk cards are more important. So, but you're not going to be kicked out of the club if you do it. So, I have a fantastic toxic movie that nobody talks about: Vice Squad. Wings Hauser. By far the greatest movie pimp ever portrayed. It's extremely dark but funny due to the brutality. Vice Squad? Do you guys know what this is? I don't know what Vice Squad is. Hold on. We're looking. 1982. Vice Squad. A single mother prostitute who goes by the name Princess finds herself forced to work undercover for the police in order to apprehend a homicidal, misogynistic pimp named Ramrod, who will do anything not to get arrested.
Of course his name is Ramrod.
That might be, I don't know. You know what? That's B movie night. I don't know that, I mean, I don't know. Wings Hauser as Ramrod. Huh. I am not familiar with this. I don't know that I totally trust Nas, that he wouldn't be setting me up for something that would get my channel demonetized. So we'll see. We will look into it, Nas. It has been noted. Chris will look into it, making sure that it is a safe thing for Pops, because he knows the brand. So Chris keeps,
I had to do
it safe.
I had to do a double take because I thought it starred David Spade for a second.
Oh, I thought he meant Rutger Hauer at first. I had to read it twice myself. So. Okay, the greatest theater trick is the hole in the bottom of the popcorn bucket. Oh, Nas, please. Previously viewed copies. Thank you, Gap. Thank you. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. A member chat. Kudos to all of you. Happy New Year. Thank you, Christian. Thank you for being a supporter. Appreciate you, man. And make sure you take advantage of those early access things and stuff like that. Let me know your feedback. Hit me up anytime, man. It's awesome. Thank you very much for all your support. Appreciate it. 7 months, man. It's crazy. 82, laugh out loud, funny, but messed up. Ramrod rules. IRONCASTER, with extended ads and ad trailers before these movies, you'll still be able to catch 2 Towers for it. Yeah, I agree. Our theater with the last movie I saw was 23 minutes. Is that what does yours run, Loki? Like the time you have between it starts to actual start. Ours is 23.
Depends on where you go, but yeah, I'd probably say 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah. That's crazy, isn't it? How long that's gotten.
Yeah, that's not too far off. Like over Christmas, I went and saw Wonka, and it was about 20 minutes for the ads.
ZBR is in the house. Hey, ZBR, also another member for 9 months. Happy New Year, Pops, Loki, IRONCASTER, and chat. Well, thank you, ZBR, and thank you for being a member here. We appreciate you very much, very much. Chris says, yeah, 25. 25. Yeah, you members, man. You guys made everything special. I really appreciate it. So, and I'm going to do that giveaway, the membership thing here in a minute. At least I'm going to try. We'll see what it'll do. So, all right. What about you, Loki? You want to pick another one? We can pick from the thumbnail. We can pick something else. What do you have for? What's another?
Reservoir Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs. Oh, man. Yeah. Anything by Tarantino, man. Yeah. Reservoir Dogs. I gotta get that on the radar screen.
And you don't even have to take the whole movie. Just take them at that diner. Just take the clip of them at the diner. You want toxic masculinity. It's when they're sitting around the table at the diner talking about stuff, being guys, giving each other a hard time, teasing the shit out of each other. And then homeboy's like, I don't tip. What do you mean you don't tip? I don't tip. I don't believe in tipping. Bullshit. Put down $1. Put the dollar down. Pull your wallet out, open it up, and put your dollar in. Everybody pays $1. Just that little bit of interaction of them in the diner is toxic masculinity out its ass.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, he was so good at that type of dialogue, and it felt very good. We saw it in Pulp Fiction, of course, when we see Vincent and Samuel L. Jackson character walking in the hallway and in the car, and all those scenes play so natural into all of that. Yeah, that's a great film. What a underrated film. Underrated film.
I mean, that's always been Tarantino's strong suit is his dialogue.
Yeah, most of the time. I would say in the last 10 years or so that I feel like there's no one in the room can tell him no. Like it's sort of like we're in that age of indulgence, right? So this era of Hollywood has gotten away with it. So there's an era of it. That's why all the movies are over 2 hours long and things like that. So he's still a better writer of feeling like natural dialogue than most writers. That's 100% true.
That's why they wouldn't let him do Star Trek. That's why they wouldn't let him do Star Trek, because they knew, it's going to be a hard R Star Trek movie.
Man. And the irony is you really could... I don't know about the cursing, because I don't know, does the cursing work in Star Trek lore? Does it work, or we'd have to have make up curse words? Because if we make up curse words, it'd be better, because then it doesn't have to be R, and it could just be like obnoxious. If you use green blood instead of real blood, can I get away with like a PG-13 of just like complete unbridled chaos, which is what I would do?
I mean, imagine this. The crew of the Enterprise sets booby traps for an invading Klingon force led by Samuel L. Jackson, who's the captain of the Klingon ship, right?
Okay.
He's like, in Klingon, he's like, MFers, I'm about to board your ship. And they transport over, and they've all got their disruptors and their knives, and it's like, bow, now, now, chana, down, as they're going through the hallways, and then boom, you got just Klingons
blood
getting
splatter,
blown apart,
cutting in half, limbs cut off. Yes,
blood,
I'm down with that.
Shields coming up and cutting people in half, and I mean, you got pink blood spraying everywhere, and Kirk comes out, he's pointing his phaser at we'll call him Krang. Right? Samuel Jackson's character is Krang. And he's in Klingon. He's like, MF, are you out of your damn mind? And I mean, it works.
Oh, man.
Yes.
It would be fun if it didn't. Because if he's in Klingon and you have all those subtitles and it's just a bunch of symbols and crap like that, and you see it would be so much fun just to have that. And yeah, let's sling purple and pink blood everywhere and just green. Absolutely.
And then to get Samuel L. Jackson on board, you have to give him a custom batleth that says "bad mother effer" on it. And
like it has all that in Klingon on the
yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. See, they don't want to make money because that's $1 billion film.
Yeah,
that's $1 billion film.
Hell yes, it is.
Zach says, so for my theater days, is there a number of tickets required to actually play a movie? So in my day, if someone actually bought a ticket, so what would happen is a movie would start after about 10 or 15 minutes. I don't know if it was the projectionist or the ticket person had to let everybody know there's no one in that theater. There's no tickets. And then you would go in there and you would make sure there's no one there. And after about, I forget what the cutoff was, 15 minutes or 20 minutes, something like that, and it would just shut it off. So you're not wasting the electricity in the bulb and all that kind of stuff. To rent a theater now, it was more like if you just paid the money. But Loki, you're right. During the pandemic, it got down to like $100 here. You could just rent it out for $100. So I don't know what the rules are now.
We went and saw the anniversary 4K of Alien, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were the only ones there. So we paid like $8 a pop to go see the anniversary 4K of Alien in theater. And we were the only ones in the theater. So it's kind of like we got the theater for just us for the whole movie.
Less than $20. That's how I saw Rocketeer. It was just the three of us. There were three of us.
I had a buddy who I convinced to go see the anniversary screening of Ghostbusters. And he was the only one there.
Very cool. Very cool. Aren't most of the canon films toxic male with a lot of action blowing stuff up? Yep. Yeah, Tarantino, he's got a feed. Yeah, actually to the point now, Zach, I'm actually distracted by it. Like if you were to see my reaction, I did a couple of reaction videos where I talked about what's the worst Tarantino film. I talked about that. And I'm like, man, this feet thing, it's like out of control, man.
But Pops, you don't understand it. It was imperative to From Dusk Till Dawn when he has Selma Hayek pour tequila into his mouth on her foot.
There's so many feet. I see it. There are feet everywhere, man. Yeah.
And I know that there's a lot of people that are like, how dare you would do that to Star Trek? That is so much funner than all the other crap they have done over the last 10 years.
Why would you not?
someone's
rogue
like,
Klingon. I would think that would work. Why would that not
well,
work?
the bad language and the blood and the gore and all that. I get that. I understand that. But they've done far worse with what they've done. I would love to go and laugh my butt off with Samuel Jackson as Klingon, cursing and cutting people up, and Klingons, and a kick-ass Star Trek captain that doesn't take any crap. I'd much rather see it in Tarantino style than see it in all this other JJ and all this other crap we've got. So
I
there
think
you
you
go.
do it. I think you do it. So
Yeah,
I'd rather have Morgan Freeman. Oh, yeah. Okay.
he's too calm. I don't think
I
he
can't
could
do.
be a
I
good
can't do Morgan
Klingon.
Freeman. I definitely not as a Klingon. I could have him in some sort of role, but I don't. Yeah, we'll have to
Maybe
agree
like
to
an
disagree there a little
admiral
bit.
coming to save
Maybe.
the Enterprise or something.
Or
He's-
just some
no,
sort
he's-
of official giving him sort of like lecturing the crew about what they can and can't do
No,
or
see,
something.
you've got to make Morgan Freeman an alien who has like a hypnotic voice. So as he begins to explain things, he gets this little braid bun that crawls into your head and it begins to take you over.
Yeah.
Oh
maybe.
no, that's what we need. We need Star Trek documentaries with Morgan Freeman just narrating them.
I don't know. What was I just watched it. Cause I'm going to do an original series rewatch reactions this year. So I just finished The Cage, the pilot episode, whatever, right? So the Talos, they're on the planet, right? And it's the Talosians. Is that how you would say it? The Talosians, where it's the big giant heads, and they're like, yeah. So I could see maybe Morgan Freeman as some sort of, yeah, maybe.
No, he needs to be the space entity, the godly entity, the Nebula.
The voice of those kinds of things. Yeah.
What does God need with the starship?
Pistol whip that like button. Thank you, ZBR. Thank you. Very good. Very good. All right. Let's IRONCASTER, throw another one out there for us.
Oh come on! If we're talking toxic movies, we got to talk about Death Wish.
Yeah, Death Wish is great. Yeah, that's a fantastic one. Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, that's one of Jeff Goldblum's earliest films.
I love the pause. Yes, I know. I do it to everybody. Oh, I love it. I watched it last year. Actually, I don't even know why I didn't do a video. Yeah, Charlie Bronson, man, he's a goat. Love it
Did
so much.
anybody watch the remake with Bruce Willis?
I watched the remake.
I didn't know he was sick then.
It's the first sign where you can tell Willis is having problems and they're giving him lines. You can tell there's something not quite right. I didn't hate it as much as I thought I would hate it, but I didn't love it, if that makes sense. Like it 5-star film, 5-star system, 2.5 stars where I felt that one is. So I could rewatch it. I'm not going to hate rewatching it, but I'm not going to pretend that it holds a candle to the original film or anything like that.
I mean, it's tough to compete with Bronson though.
No, it does not compare at all. So, but I don't think. But I think there's a whole bunch of Death Wish films, right? Isn't there one like the chick one, Peppermint or something? That's one of them. It's like, okay, it's a Death Wish film. It's like it's just a chick one. It doesn't work because she weighs 120 pounds. But if I would want to have just a mindless thing on in the background or whatever, that's fine. It's okay. It's just all the same stuff. It's just that kind of stuff. But Charlotte Bronson one, man, it was so edgy for its time. In what it was trying to accomplish and do, and commentary on vigilantes and gun laws and stuff like that. So yeah, it's great.
And that's one of those films that people always kind of hold up as being like super controversial, and it's like too dangerous. We can't air this. Like back when it was coming out, that got conversations going.
Yeah, and it's again, this is the 50th anniversary of that movie. We should definitely do maybe a special thing just on Death Wish because. This is the thing, too, with that whole conversation about gun laws and restrictions and crime and all that kind of stuff. But so the whole point of the film of having something so heinous as an incident of essay with these two freaks, I think is a great way to push the envelope of, well, okay, what if you were in their shoes? Which is what the movie should do. It should try to push this. That's when really art is really, really good, when it can do that in such a non-preachy way. Which I don't think is how most people who are anti-gun take that film, but that's how I take that film. So, let's see. I would like to say Spock fought off the sisters, but it isn't a fantasy tale. All right. Hail to Dwayne. Dwayne's here. Great supporter. Great friend. We need the Enterprise crew versus space sharks. Oh,
Yes.
I'm surprised that's not already. Give Ironcaster 5 more minutes. You know.
We'll find something.
Street sharks versus space sharks. Yeah. In space, no one can hear you swim. There we go. It all went to sharks. All right, back to you, Loki.
I
Throw
wasn't
out
the one
another
that brought
toxic
this up,
stuff.
at least.
I know. We're just going to keep moving like nothing ever happened. No sudden movements. Keep your arms and feet in the Talk Hard vehicle at all times. Back at you, Loki. Another toxic film for folks.
Oh, Wolf of Wall Street. It's a more recent one, but
Okay.
dude, I mean, I'm not a huge Leo fan. I mean, I've watched him since the very beginning, since Gilbert Grape, but we also got Margaret Robbie in this, and holy shit, we've got Matthew McConaughey. That's
my
like,
favorite.
oh, and he's like, just do a big line first thing in the morning, and you're like, what is this guy saying?
Yeah. Yeah, this was true story stuff, man. If you've ever seen this guy, he's done podcasts and stuff now, and really kind of get into that whole Jordan Belfort stuff. He has no shame of telling the story of excess and what he'd overcome, and kind of how he did all that. And I don't even know kind of how to parse out what is fiction and nonfiction in that film. I really wouldn't know. That movie's crazy. That movie is crazy. What about you, Aaron? Had you ever seen that?
No, I never saw it. That was sort of at a point where I was like really kind of getting into a lot of more of where I was starting to get out more, see more movies, but it was a lot more of the big kind of tentpole stuff.
You should.
Okay.
Margaret Robbie has never been hotter than in The Wolf of Wall Street. And
Yeah, it's played up very well. It's something to be seen. Holy cow. Yeah. Toxic would be a fair assessment. Fair enough. Yes, indeed. I had a clip for that, but I can't find it. So that's good. Yeah. All right, we danced around it, so I'm going to go ahead and hit the pin on the wall because I need to do that double feature. I need to do the Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer. I need to do both. Do a back-to-back. I needed to get that knocked out. I remember this being such a big deal when they came out, and I remember I forget exactly because I don't think I saw them. I think I saw one in the theater. I saw Destroyer in the theater. Destroyer was 84. I didn't see Conan and Barbarian in the theater, but my aunt and uncle, because he was in, he had been in Korea, so he came back with all these bootleg videotapes in this player, and it was on there. And I remember watching that movie multiple times at their house, babysitting for them. And that soundtrack is just the best.
I saw Destroyer in the drive-in. It's one of the earliest movies I remember. I did not see Barbarian for years after that, and I didn't like it. I liked my Destroyer, and now over the years, I think I was like in my late teens when I saw Barbarian again, and I was like, you know what? This is the superior movie. To crush your enemies, to see them driven before you, how he finds the sword, the women, the witch, all of that. James Earl Jones, come to me, girl, come to me. And you killed my mother, you killed my father, you killed my people, you stole my father's sword. And James Earl Jones just has this look on his face, and he's like, must have been in my youth. like he did it like, oh, I must have been a kid. It must have been when I was young when I did that, because I don't remember any of it. So, and just how it's like your whole life revolves around me, but I don't know who the hell you are. That's how minuscule you are to me, and how nothing you are is I took everything away from you. I killed your parents. I killed your people. I took your dad's sword, and I don't even remember it.
It's
beautiful.
It's one of those little characterizations that was, I think, more memorably taken up and adapted with, and I keep going back to the movie, Street Fighter the movie, where Chun-Li is basically giving the same sort of
Yes.
speech to M. Bison. He
Yep.
says, "For you, it was the most important day of your life, but for me, it was Tuesday."
It was Tuesday.
Tuesday is the best. It's great. Well, we wouldn't have this beautiful clip if it wasn't for Conan. There we go. There we go. We gotta do it. And by the way, I did find it.
Do, do, do,
Mhm.
do. Do, 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 do.
There we go. There we go. Awesome. All right. What about you, Ironcaster? Throw another one against the wall, my friend.
Let's bring up that last Rambo movie, Last Wish.
Rambo
Or Last
Last
Blood?
Wish? Last Blood.
Last
right?
Blood. Yeah. It came out about,
okay.
I think 2018, 2019.
Yeah, 2019. Okay, I'm going to defer to you guys because I have not watched. I am not up to date. I've watched the original stuff, but I am not up to date on the Rambo stuff. You guys like this last one?
Yeah, no,
The
I
last
like
10
it.
minutes of the movie is great. I didn't like most of it, but him in the tunnels that he dug himself. It's like, you're coming over to my house? Oh, well, guess what? I've dug all these VC tunnels underneath my farm. Who would have ever imagined that? And I'm like, oh, y'all in trouble now.
And I sort of bring this up as a film to mention just because I was thinking about I was trying to think about controversial films and films that got people talk about it's too dangerous to release, this sort of reaction, much like we had with Death Wish. And in the recent time, Rambo was the first one that comes to mind for that reason.
First
'Cause they
Blood
were
was
trying to say
definitely a
it's-
big deal. I remember the family did not want me watching it. It's, again, pop stories. We need to have special music for that. We were actually at a bridal party, and they stuck us boys in a little room with a bunch of games and stuff like that. So I was playing some other kid. I won't say his name. At Stratego. I was beating him badly at Stratego. Remember very vividly. And we had First Blood on. And I remember it because we followed it up by I got to pick, then I got to pick Clash of the Titans. So, yeah. So I watched those two movies while they had this bridal shower. And very vividly remember this. And I remember not really befriending this kid. And then in high school, we'd ever interacted out again. It would just be kind of like the only bonding moment we ever had in our lives. It's kind of weird. But yeah, First Blood. Big deal. They did not, the adults did not want us watching that movie. So, back on Sharks. Yeah, there's Sharks of the Corn. Yeah, bad stuff. Thank you, Chris. Dirty Harry. Good choice. Yeah. Do you feel lucky, Punk? Do you? Yeah, I watched that a couple years ago. That's still a blast. Man, and his dialogue, you talk about toxic male. The dialogue in that, he has stuff that is so offensive today, let alone it was offensive then. It's so much more offensive now. I love it. CLS Studio is here. Hey there. Hope you're doing well. All right. Let me see here. What else we got? Barbarian is better. Okay. James Earl Jones gets some love. Oh, people love the Street Fighter references here. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right.
Change the channel.
Mm-hmm. CBR stirring up Ironcasters. Listen, CBR, I need to go on your channel and have some shark talk. I'm telling you, Yes. Oh boy, Moonfall. Oh boy. Oof. Ooh. Yeah.
Ooh.
All right. Okay, Loki. What about another one from you, buddy?
Okay, I'm not like a huge Scorsese fan. I like a lot of his movies, but there's one movie that he's made that stands out above all others, and that's The Departed. And again, no, I'm not a huge Leonardo DiCaprio fan. Leo! But you've got Matt Damon, you've got Jack Nicholson, you've got Mark Wahlberg, you've got Martin Sheen, you've got Ray Winston, you've got Anthony Anderson, you've got Alec Baldwin, you've got all of all these guys that are in this swinging contest of who's the bigger badass and who's going to do all this damage and who's going to be the best and who's going to take down. And it's like a giant D-swinging contest through the whole movie to see who the bigger a-hole is. And it's a good movie, and it's a movie I can rewatch more than once. So in that, and along with all the toxic masculinity, I'll throw that out too.
That's a good choice. Yeah, I haven't watched that in a while, so that's a really good choice to bring up something I haven't seen in a minute, and make note of that as well, because I haven't seen that in a minute. I actually like a lot of Scorsese. I should say that. So, but I will say it's also, I think it's like you said this on a different show one time. You talk about I can watch it and then not watch it again for like 5 years. Like that's how I feel about a lot of Scorsese movies. Like a lot of them are like once every so often. I don't have to watch them regularly to know that I love them. I really think that, because obviously Goodfellas gets a lot of love, rightfully so. Casino, I think, second to that. One that doesn't get a lot of love that should, maybe IRONCASTER, I don't know if you've seen it or not. Have you seen Gangs of New York?
No.
Loki?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think Gangs of New York, I find it's just, I forget to watch it, and then I'm like, I didn't watch that. So that's the kind of thing I put there alongside Depart. If you want something that's just really raw, they're both based on a lot of true story stuff. I'm not sure I know much about the Winter Hill Gang and Departed. I did a little bit of the dive deep, a little bit about some of the stuff, and I think they really did try to capture the feel in Gangs of New York. I don't know exactly about how the 5-point gangs and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, but it felt pretty well. Not a huge fan of Cameron Diaz, more so than anything else in that movie, but that would be my so. But yeah, First Blood, Richard Grena, Voice of Reason, good stuff. Gangs in New York is great. Thanks, Zach. It's solid. Billy the Butcher, yep, yeah. DDL is freaking such a great actor. So, all right, IRONCASTER, another toxic film for everybody.
Well, about one of the few other ones that comes to mind immediately, and I had to start pulling up some lists to come up with some ideas here, but Joker.
Yeah, it was something I put on the thumbnail for that reason. It's like we shouldn't have liked this. It goes back to Loki's early days as a YouTuber, if I remember correctly.
Yep, it's one of the first movies I ever reviewed was Joker.
Yeah. It is... as a Batman fan, I'm very conflicted over it because I really do enjoy it. I'm glad that they at least use the appropriate sort of like Elseworld terminology for it. Like it's fine that it's sort of like a version of Joker that's kind of out there and this mental illness and all that. It saves itself at the end as it sort of kind of unpacks itself at the very, very end. I get it. And I'm good. And the fact that we didn't have to have a Batman appearance and things like that make it work okay for me. I have to be honest, I don't know that I do understand why they think it's toxic, but I watch it and I don't find it nearly as toxic as they think I should, if that makes sense. I'm like, okay, it's a mental illness film. Like, I don't know what you guys want from me. I don't know. What am I, king? It's king of comedy, right? So
everyone says. I haven't seen King of Comedy, so I don't know for sure.
That's another Scorsese reference. Yeah. So it's got a lot of that feel. So where do you guys land on Roadhouse? I cannot even tell you the last time I've watched Roadhouse. I've watched it. I know about it. I know people like it. The ladies like it. I mean, I have no desire to watch it again, but I'm not going to rule out that it would be in this category.
So
I was actually.
Go ahead, bro.
Oh, I was just saying I was actually planning to watch it over this this little Christmas break because of MST3K did the whole of Patrick Swayze Christmas.
Oh, good call. Yep, good call. Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I have my Throwback Thursday, Throwback Tuesday. I moved to Tuesdays. But my throwback video will be coming soon. Is Red Dawn? I actually watched Red Dawn. 40 years of Red Dawn. 40 years of PG-13, guys. So I watched that. Patrick Swayze. Well, yeah. What about you, IRONCASTER? You were going to say about Roadhouse?
Oh no, I said my piece. It was Loki.
Okay, Loki.
I was just going to say I had Eris watch this for the first time last year. So in 2023, she saw this for the first time. And she was like, she just met this guy. Why are they doing this? Why are they doing this? And why does he give a crap? He just met her. And what is it? I'm like, well, it was, the 80s and the 90s. Sometimes people
happens
did
even
stuff
now.
like that. She's like, she doesn't even know him.
I know. Yeah, I know. This happens now, though. They'll do a movie in my brain. Thank you for thank Eris for me, because that's how my brain will work. Where I watch a movie, I'll watch a movie and I'm like, it's supposed to be some sort of emotional separational moment or something like that, and I'm like, they've known each other for 3 days. You know what I mean?
Well,
I mean, I get the Hollywood but magical. I'm like, it's been less than a week. I don't know. So.
Well, I mean, don't forget they've only got like 90 minutes or so to be able to tell the story in. So you got to be able to just kind of be willing to accept that. Like,
I would only concede the point if there were movies that never got it right, but there are movies that get it right, and there are movies.
She did say something really smart. She said, "This movie wouldn't have been half as good." I can't remember his name. The villain. This movie wouldn't have been half as good without him. He was such a leech and such a lecherous, guy that owned the whole town and was manipulating everybody. And
Sam Elliott's character?
No, not Sam Elliott. Sam Elliott played his buddy. This was the guy who owned the town they were in. Bad guy. Sam Elliott played his friend.
Right. That's the yeah. You're right. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know the people that are in it. You guys in chat will take care of us. You guys in chat take care of it for us.
She said it wouldn't have been nearly as good without him. So that it all came down to him. Yeah. He played Kevin Ty. Chris Persia said. Yeah, I guess that's his name. I don't remember what his name was in the movie, but yeah, without him, it wouldn't have been nearly as good. And I was like, you know what? She's right. It wasn't just Dalton. The name is Dalton. Now it wasn't just him. It was the bad guy too. So yeah.
Okay. Zach's also said 300. That's kind of like the GOAT category. We did a talk hard on that. It's a GOAT. I think. I don't know about. I mean, obviously, Loki and I have been very transparent talking about how we watch that movie every single year. Usually more than once for me.
More than once. Yeah,
it's usually more than once for me for sure.
The only good Zack Snyder movie. Oh, come at
hot take.
No lies detected.
I will say that the Watchmen has aged better. I'm not saying it's still good because I still can't get over the ending, but it's better. But Rebel Moon didn't help his case. Rebel Moon didn't help his case at all, man. I was bored. I still haven't finished. You started commenting on it or whatever, and I'm like, I'm still not done. I can't get through this movie. I'm bored out of my mind.
I never even bothered with it.
It's like just such a rip off of everything else.
Like if I'm gonna go ahead and watch this thing, I'm gonna wait until like part 2 comes out, and I'll just get it all out in a weekend.
I'm not doing 4 hours of my life.
How bad does a movie have to be that a movie that was made 44 years ago that stars a guy that played John Boy on the Waltons is better than what you just came out with in 2020?
Which is so funny because I had just pulled that movie up a few weeks ago because Mrs. Pops was trying to remember the name of it, and it was on Tubi.
We've got the Blu-ray.
Battle of the Stars.
I made Eris watch it.
I couldn't figure out. I was in the car and I was trying to figure out what she was talking about. She was just describing a scene, some random scene. I'm like, okay, this is. And I was trying to narrow down 2 or 3 movies, and it was that Battle Stars. So. Taxi Driver, another De Niro film. Yeah, that's definitely toxic for sure. Joker is baby's first taxi driver. Okay. People don't like that. I don't like road. It's not that I don't like. I don't like road. I'm also just not that impressed with Patrick Swayze. So here's the thing about Patrick Swayze. Okay. Ironcast, have you heard of the movie called The Outsiders?
I've heard of it.
Okay. So it's like a boys gang type thing or whatever, but it's a bunch of white people. But anyway, so Patrick Swayze is playing like one of the older, tougher guys, right? There's a famous photo of the cast. So if you just type in Patrick Swayze standing on a rock, after I saw that, I couldn't unsee it, and now I can't take Patrick Swayze seriously. And he's not that short. He just couldn't stand that Matt Dillon and them are so much taller than he is. So he has to stand on a rock for the publicity photo, and it ruined it for me.
Kiefer Sutherland is the same way.
There's like these egomaniacs, and once you see it, it sort of kind of like messes with me. I don't know if you want to share it, Ironcaster. If any of you out there who did not know that or see that, that's the thing. While he's doing that, I'll pull up Undead Ramen. Hey there, thanks for being a member here. I was expecting B movies like Sheena and Cannibal Women in the Avocado Jungle of Death, but y'all are talking about good movies. Laugh out loud. Yeah, no, toxic movies, not like B movies, whatever. No, like get your toxicity going. We got to start off 2024 right by everybody fueling up their jets, getting all going with some really, really good movies. So here we go. So yeah, if you can look in the background, so Patrick Swayze is in this back right, and yes, right under here, he's standing on a rock, lifting himself up. So he's, yeah. Once you see it, you can't unsee it, and you're like, oh, there you go, almost. There you go, standing on a rock, giving himself. Actually, it almost like two rocks.
Bricks. It's 2 bricks. Those are bricks.
He's giving himself at least 6 inches. I didn't think he was that much shorter than Matt Dillon, but he really is really, really trying to show that he's tall or whatever, and it's just not a thing. So anyway, so that's part of my Roadhouse issue is I just don't have sort of like a major love for any of his work. So, yeah, there's other stuff here. Nas is still throwing out crazy movies. Bernard Herrmann, yeah, the soundtrack stuff, fantastic, of course.
Like I started going through a list, and like it gave me movies like Ecstasy and Cannibal Holocaust, but I'm like, no, those aren't quite anything that like I haven't seen those, and
Thanks,
especially knowing a little bit about Cannibal Holocaust, like I don't want to see the sheer amount of animal deaths that movie has.
Keith David in Roadhouse, man, I need to rewatch this. The Bat Phone. Valhalla phone.
Sorry about that. I had no idea my ringer was on.
Loki, it's the commissioner.
I'll be back in just a minute.
Yeah, Zach, I did a rewatch of that, and it is okay. It's pretty good. I feel like the love of it is a little exaggerated. Like I watched it again, and I was like, I remember this being even better. And I think it's just very simplistic. Is kind of how I felt. Like his so, oh, I don't know, a fire alarm or something going off. That's crazy. Anyway, excuse me. Hating on Roadhouse. I know. Jana will come after me. I know. It's okay, Jana. Jana, I think will still love me. But you know what? It is what it is. Yeah, right. 2 bricks.
I just remembered another movie that would be considered toxic by today's standards.
All right, before you say that, Happy New Year from Jay Harang, and look at that, 5 real money. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate that, my friend. And listen, if you guys haven't checked out Jay's channel, by the way, if you look it up, Chris, or I can maybe try to pull it up real quick. Jay has like these great guilty pleasure movies that Ironcaster would be envious of. He does, I watch horrible movies and here's my take so you don't have to watch them. And he's like in 10 minutes, he just starts talking you through with these different edits and cuts and like that. I've become kind of addicted to Jay's content. So thanks, Jay. Appreciate the support, my friend. And definitely can't figure out how to have you back on for something, man. We got to get together, do more content together. So, all right, Ironcaster. Oh, Soul's ass and walking in there. You can't sneak in here, man. All right. What's your toxic film, bro?
So the other film that came to mind was a 2005 comedy called The Ringer.
Is that considered a comedy? Wait a minute, The Ringer. Oh, I was thinking of Dead Ringer. Okay, never mind.
No,
sorry.
this
Different
was
film.
Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, is that considered toxic because it's supposed to be playing a mentally ill person or something? I mean, he's supposed to be handicapped.
Could you imagine that movie's trying to come out today?
Special Olympics. That's right. So
yes, the guy fakes being in the being special needs for the sake of trying to win at the Special Olympics.
Yeah, that's the that's in that category with like Hot Chicks and Johanna Man or whatever that one is, stuff like that. Like you can't do those kind of movies anymore. Which is the irony is that's the kind of movies that need to be made. So. He's like British space ice. Indeed. The Ringer is brilliant. Indeed. Yes, Special Olympics.
It's somehow a movie that kind of has gone under the radar. No one's talked about it, and yet like people keep going back to not Hot Fuzz. What's the?
Sorry about that.
The Troopers?
No, what's the one where RDJ is the black guy?
No, we're going to go to that one now. Yeah, let's do Tropic Thunder. His Tropic Thunder is
Thunder.
Insanely inappropriate. It's so great. I love it so much. I love it so much. So I rewatched it. I had not watched this movie in I don't know how long. Mrs. Pop's obviously not watching that movie. There's no way. So, yes, a hot take was I don't really care for Roadhouse. I'm not going to say I hate it. You guys went a little far. Hate it. I would not. I really have no desire to rewatch it. So if that counts as hate, then so be it. I don't have mad love for Tom Cruise either. I think he's one of the most overrated actors from an actor standpoint. However, he's one of the best entertainers and celebrities we've ever had. Like he makes such great movies to be entertained by, but at least in Tropic Thunder, it's one of the few times he does something completely out of comfort zone. He does something completely crazy and whatever. And yeah, that's it's.
You know, my mom didn't believe that was him. I'm like, that is Tom Cruise. She's like, no, it's not. I'm like, yes, it is. That is Tom Cruise. And she literally had to be shown, yes, that is Tom Cruise. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, so and Nosh, you're bringing up a great point. It's like Superbad, things like that. So yeah, we have that whole category of those type of films of, you know, what Superbad and Hangover and American Pie movies and those kinds of things. It's not that I don't consider those toxic. I don't get all like I don't want to say an adrenaline buzz. I get like the really is adrenaline buzz the right word, guys? I don't know what to say. Like I watched 300, man. I'm in a great freaking mood.
Yeah.
I don't get that from watching Superbad. I mean, sure, Tropic Thunder gets me like positive and almost like giddy. It makes me like, yeah, you know. Whereas Superbad, I don't think I get that giddy about it. I kind of laughed about McLovin for a couple weeks after seeing it, and that was kind of it. And I'm like, all right, Superbad's okay.
Super Troopers too. Super Troopers is like that.
Shenanigans.
Hot Buzz, you shenanigans. Next one of you that says shenanigans. Hey, Barbara, what's that place you like to eat at? What? Shenanigans? Ooh.
See, I never. The thing is, Tropic Thunder was a movie like I think I saw it once when it came out, and it didn't quite click for me. So it might be one I got to go back and revisit.
Did somebody say shenanigans?
But our shenanigans are cheeky and fun.
Yeah, I mean, his shenanigans are cruel and tragic.
Which makes them not shenanigans at all, really.
Evil shenanigans.
Evil shenanigans.
Evil shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
So yeah, and if anyone ever runs across me in real life and you have with my family or people from my church, they will tell you I used shenanigans like 15 years ago. It was like a regular word in my vocabulary, like shenanigans and malarkey. And these are the type of words that I use regularly. So the fact that they're now like common in the lexicon just makes me very, very happy on the inside. Yes. And McLovin got old fast. Yeah, just all that stuff got burned out quickly for me. So Mike's here. Hey. Another great creator, great stuff. Dean Krantz, awesome, brother. Great to see you, my friend. Thanks for all your support as a member. Appreciate that. One of the funny, Tropic Thunder is great.
Of seeing Dean here, there is one I definitely want to bring up, and especially with again with the cast. You got Vincent. How do you say his name? D'Onofrio.
You're going with Full Metal Jacket.
Yes, Adam Baldwin.
Yes.
You hear me? Yes.
Oh, that movie is hardcore, man. Gosh, that movie is hardcore. Man, I remember I had that VHS too. It's around the same time. Oh my gosh, that movie was like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe you know what? We would have to have Dean on to do that movie, to do it justice. I had him in for another couple. I've had him on a couple times talking about certain kind of movies, and D'Onofrio is a special performance in that for sure.
So. Oh yeah, there are many like it, but this one is mine. I was like, ooh.
If I hear anyone screaming Watto, I know it's you, Nas. Which
he's lost it.
Porky's, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Porky's was again like forbidden fruit. Like it was like you were not supposed to see this movie. It was marketed that way. It was played up that way. Again, VHS at Aunt's house, and I'll watch their kids so I can have access to the library of the forbidden fruit videos. So,
it wasn't even that crazy compared to what you see now.
Yeah, but back then it was like, I mean, it was like just it was more than that. It was also just this general pulling back the curtains of all of that behavior, and that everyone knew that's kind of how things were, but it wasn't talked about. Like, you weren't supposed to talk about it. So, early 80s, this was like just now kind of breaking in with the horror genre and all that kind of stuff is bringing TNA to the forefront and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. So, Revenge of the Nerds is in that same category. Yes, Lassie references for sure. All right. I need to know what actually is behind Ironcaster. I think it's like a Porky's-esque girl's shower room. Maybe.
Oh, well, this was just from like a really cool like diorama picture I found online of like a destroyed like town from like a monster attack or something. It's 1 second, let me.
Okay.
Where'd he go?
I don't know.
Where did you go?
He ran around the building to, yeah, okay. I'm a little concerned.
I heard stomping, so I had to go run away.
Godzilla, he just ran for cover. For cover.
Go to Bamp.
Okay. Let's see. Animal House. Animal House was mentioned.
Toga!
Oh.
I'm a zit.
And then what comes to mind from there is Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, I think someone said it briefly. Yeah. Let me give my 5 memberships away real quick while I can remember to get it to work. So if you guys can hit that little green button, there we go. Jay got one. Soul Assassin, Squeak a Mouse, awesome. Jedi Bill and Shield Wall. Congratulations to all of you.
I did not know you could gift your own memberships.
Did they not tell you that they added that feature? So you have to go into your live stream. You have to go over to the little dollar sign yourself, it's so you're going to buy them for someone else, and you can do it. And you can get it's groups of 5, and they give you so much per month, and it resets itself and that kind of thing. But and then I don't know if have you seen the way they do the whole thing? Well, you don't really do videos as much because you do mostly live stream. But when I do a video now, it lets me set it so it can go to a member, and I can set a date for it to go public. So it lets all the members have early access to videos as soon as I upload them. And since it's a Tuesday, now through Thursday, folks, make sure you check the channel for content, because that's usually when I drop stuff in for members, because that's when I'm getting my editing done. So
they need to fix stuff. I can't get a free membership. I cannot get. I'm like barred from getting a free membership because my account on YouTube is so old. So my account on YouTube goes back to 2007. It is what is considered a branded account. I can't get a membership because I have a branded account. I cannot receive them. I would have to be on a different account that's not a branded account. I'm like, oh.
I don't know.
That's
weird.
Just fix that. There's no reason it needs to be like that.
Yeah, there shouldn't be any of that stuff. Yeah, we probably should do a video. You and I should probably get together and do the video, maybe with 1 or 2 other people, and just do like how we need to fix YouTube, and just kind of like here, just do these 5 upgrades, just these 5 things. You know what I mean? So, Lady Miss popped in here. Great to see her.
Guardian of the Void.
Everyone seems like that boot camp portion of Full Metal Jacket, but I prefer the Hugh City portion. Animal Mother Rules. Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of good parts of that movie, and it's good, and it's also like it's also in that nice uncomfortable way. Like, it makes me feel uncomfortable, which is exactly what it should do. It's great. Platoon is also. I mean, we could list down war movies. A lot of war movies are toxic, for sure. So,
We Three Kings.
Yeah, lots of good stuff. Yeah, Platoon, of course. So, yeah. And Maria, and special congratulations to her, man. Her channel just exploded here recently and just went over like 6K. Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Congratulations, lady. Congratulations. So, yeah. So, but yeah, I thought we would just start the year off with this way, like just some recommendations. Put all these movies in everyone's heads. Maybe there's 2 or 3 you haven't watched in a while. Maybe there's a couple you've never seen. You just want to get off to a good start, have some fun, those kinds of things. I thought that's why we want to talk about so many. What about you, Ironcaster?
Oh, I'll just think of a couple of 1 or 2 other little movies that would be worth recommending people watch. And kind of a bit of a throwback blaxploitation movie, Undercover Brother.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's kind of like PG version of black exploitation if you think about black exploitation, but it's okay. I'd rather watch Shaft, to be honest. So I'd recommend Shaft if you are really up for some, so we're going to go there. At least start.
Yeah, but it doesn't have Dave Chappelle in it playing like.
Well,
it's
sure.
so dumb. It's
sure.
Okay. White people are gonna put drugs into fried chicken to like control black people.
Yeah, no, trust me. I'm not saying there's not fun stuff. There is fun stuff, for sure. Yeah, yeah, good stuff. So, yeah. All right. So, any other last minute recommendations, Loki?
Absolutely. So it's funny because the lead in this movie is a woman, but one of the characters in it, I've gotta say, is one of the most charismatic evil beings in all of creation. He once asked a senator if she breastfed her and your nipples had. Silence of the Lambs. Holy crap, Anthony Hopkins is an epping Jesus. Did you breastfeed her? Do your nipples had? Love
Do you
the
think
suit.
Do you think that's something that they consider that toxic? I don't know.
I do. I freaking do. Just
I mean, it's
of
freaking.
him.
I'm not trying to take away from the movie. That's a movie that's in like the GOAT category. Like it's its own thing. I don't think they can ever do. I mean, I actually don't dislike the Hannibal show. Some people are very split on it. I don't hate some of the other movies. I think they're okay. They're serviceable. But Silence of the Lambs is a GOAT. Yeah, that's a great film. Great choice.
I've got to have an old friend for dinner.
All right, Chris, or one of you that are mod. Nos is in timeout. He not only mentions Eyed Wide Shut as a toxic movie as a recommendation. I cannot stand that movie. He mentions it as a Christmas movie, and Jay is here as well. You're in timeout, Nos. That's it. You're out. No, don't make me. No, I got through December. No, we made my cases. No.
I got one more.
Sure,
more, and
bring it.
I'm done. This is actually it's a Joe Schumacher movie. It was one of my dad's favorite movies. It's got Michael Douglas and Robert Duvall in it. It's called Falling Down. And if you haven't seen it, this movie came out in 1993. It's about a guy who's fed up. It's his last straw, and he's tired and he's pissed. And he walks into a McDonald's, and they're like, "I'm sorry, sir, but you're 2 minutes late on your breakfast order." And he pulls out like a submachine gun and goes to town and wants his breakfast. He's like, I'm 3 minutes late. And it's crazy. It's a crazy ass movie. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's one of those, it's a sad movie, but it's a crazy movie. And hopefully you'll like it if you haven't seen it. So defense.
That's good. That's good stuff. That guy wrote a lot of good scripts, by the way. The guy that wrote that, Ebro Smith, wrote a lot of good screenplays. Kind of underrated.
Thank you, Maria.
Awesome. Let's see. I know I'm ignoring Nos. Nos is in timeout. Yeah, great movie. Yep. Shining. Mostly toxic, I guess. Poor Shelley Duvall. Maybe. We'll be doing a 10K celebration soon. I agree. I agree. Rock and roll. Yep. That's awesome. All right, Caster, any other last minute suggestions or anything like that?
Of course, my mind just going to all like just controversial films at this point. So I'm thinking like The Exorcist and a couple of movies like that. But that's about where I'm at right now.
All right, sounds good. All good stuff. Before I get to Loki, Ironcaster, what else is going on with you, my friend? What's going on the next? You got a show tonight or this week? What's going on?
Yep. So yesterday on my channel, I sat down with Punk Waddle, Sheriff Waddle, to talk about a Gundam series for New Year's / Christmas.
Awesome.
In Mobile Suit Gundam 0080 War in the Pocket, which is a great little war story. There's only 6 episodes, so it's really short, and it's a good little kind of pocketed little story that I recommend thoroughly.
Very cool.
Tonight, here in about an hour or so, I'll be on with T-Shirt for our little Midweek in Geeks stream to kind of talk about who knows what.
That's great. Yeah, Falling Down's getting some love.
Yeah.
And ZBR, he went too far. He's in timeout. He went too far. Shining is not a Christmas movie. You went too far. You're in timeout. So don't get carried away out there, people. Okay, tomorrow's a big day. If you're not already subscribed, if you haven't earmarked, go over to the Man's tab, click the live button, get the remind. Tomorrow is the 4-year anniversary celebration of Mornings of Mischief. Make sure you're part of that. It's going to be a blast. Yeah, congratulations, my friend. It's going to be great.
Thank you. I have been told I'm not allowed to do anything but be there. So Mike is running. I've never done that. I've never been there and not been like at the controls, hitting buttons, doing the. So he's going to be doing everything. He's got the invite list. He's rotating people in. It's going to be crazy. So thank you, everybody that's ever come by, everybody that comes by here. A huge thank you, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all of you.
Awesome.
I really would.
I'm really proud of you. Very, very happy.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rob.
And Dean, I only mentioned it briefly because I'm doing a throwback video on that this week. So that'll be my throwback movie this week. So yes, I agree with that for sure. So, now comic book roundtable this week.
As far as I know, yes. I got to talk to 24 and see if he can make it. 24's been moving, but yeah. As soon as I know, yeah, I'll let you guys.
So you and I talked about this briefly. Ironcaster did not know about this. Most of you out there don't know about this, but starting next Wednesday, if everything goes well, we'll see how the pre-records go. We're going to try it. I'm going to do it live next week and play the video, like upload the video as it plays. I'm going to move my comic talks to Wednesday at 6:30, so 6:30 to 8. So they'll end right at the time on Wednesdays, right into Loki's show. So if you like comic book talk, I'm going to give you another hour and a half right there instead of being in the morning. Now, I may still drop some reviews in the morning or things like that, or do some clips, things like that. But the comic talk itself, I'll probably still be doing a lot of pre-record of those interviews because it works with scheduling. Got a lot of folks in. I got both Jinja Ninja and Angry Canadian from Japan lined up. I've got a ton of folks just already kind of in the hopper of getting them recorded for some sort of comic talk and those kinds of things. So we really want to try to find a nice healthy balance of being critical of stuff going on, but also trying to recommend positive stuff and really breaking that down. People don't know where to begin with comic book stuff, I think, is the biggest thing. I know before we went on the live with you guys, I talked about finding a new comic shop that's, I won't say in my area, but it's close enough. And it was just so refreshing. It was so refreshing to see a real comic book store. Like, it was just like, yeah, this guy gets it. He really knew. And I mentioned Spawn books, and he's like, did you see this box? And he went and grabbed 2 more boxes of Spawn for me. And I'm like, okay, we're out of my budget now. I've spent enough. I got to come back. And that may be the kind of thing, Loki, as you know, like myself, you do it too. How much for the whole box? How much is the box? That may be the conversation. Just there, so we'll see. But Ironcaster got a comic.
Yeah, well, actually, I got a couple, but I want to point out one modern comic I cannot recommend strongly enough. Shockingly, it's Transformers.
One of the best comics of the year right now, guys. I can't believe it. I'm shocked. I cannot believe how good. Now, I heard that Duke is also as good. Have you read Duke yet? I haven't got a copy of Duke yet. I haven't been able to find it yet. I got to go. I'm getting that today. So I'm going to get Duke to get a review done for you guys. I've heard Duke is good as well because Duke makes a cameo in issue number 2 of Transformers because they're going to be in a shared universe. I don't know. Look, have you checked out the Transformers?
I have. I've got 2 Transformers books, and I've got the other one that it launched from Void Rivals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I've got a couple of Void Rivals, and I've got 2 of the Transformers. I've got the one with Starscream on the cover. I can't remember what Starscream is doing.
Yeah.
So just for Ironcaster, I do, and I'll have to pull him out. I have to find him and come by Nick's sometimes. Nick Weiser's. I do have the 1985 Transformers movie comics signed by Peter Cullen.
Very cool. Shit.
Yeah. So I've got all of them. I think there's 5 of them, but they're all signed by Peter Cullen.
Very cool.
So,
very cool.
So
it's definitely one of the best comic books that are out right now, for sure.
Just show one panel off. as to why you guys should need to read
Don't
this
be
comic.
too spoilery with that, because I even skipped it a little bit. Yeah, don't get too far into this then. Okay, that's all you need to know. Don't go anywhere else with that. 'Cause I normally give a lot away, and I get criticized for that sometimes. But in this case, I actually stopped short in that issue. Like, okay, we're going to stop right about here, and that's all I'm going to share with you. Go check it for yourself, because you're like, yeah, dude is having a blast making Transformers. Now, I have to admit, and I have rules. There's a rule called they take a panel off, which is where for some reason there'll be a panel where the character won't have eyes or what. There are some panels that are a little weak, but he makes up for it. Like it's tough. You know what I mean? It keeps it from being a perfect comic, but I got to tell you what, it's one of the most fun reads you're going to have right now for sure. So yeah, great stuff. So, but folks, listen, another great way to start your Tuesday, hopefully, or end your Tuesday, depending on how you want to look at things. Next week, reset the clock. I haven't watched this movie. I haven't watched it yet, so that's how much I'm looking forward to watching this movie. I've not watched Highlander 2 since the theater experience. I have never seen the Renegade cut. I have no idea what I'm in for. So next week, the question is, Highlander 2, does the Renegade cut save the film? Because I almost walked out of the theater when I went and saw this in 1991. Yeah.
Have you watched the Renegade cut yet?
No, I haven't watched it yet. I'm so hesitant to want. I've pulled it up, I guess, at least 3 times to start watching it, and each time I'm just like, no, I just can't do it. I'm not in the mood. I just can't. I gotta have to be in a right kind of mindset. I don't know how many.
What is the right mindset for Highlander 2?
I don't know. Because it's stupid as stupid does. Just I know. I can't.
Okay. We'll see. This has been my recommendation for a while now. In jest, I was never serious about let's watch Highlander 2.
That's not true. We talked about doing sequels and good movie, like compare and contrast, like sequels with good movies or good sequels and bad sequels. We talked about doing that, and then this one it was like, yeah, but here's a good angle. It's like we could do. Is the Renegade cut worth watching? Because I've never watched it, so that's the angle on this show next week. So
the other big reason for why we need to recover this, we need to look at this movie, is because it takes place in the far distant year of 2024.
Yeah, it takes place now. Yeah, that's
the beginning of the Renegade cut is completely different than the original.
Now the original theatrical version
exposition of why all this happened and what happened to characters from the first movie. And there's like a whole lead-in that's different that they cut and put like in the middle of the theatrical version. That you're like, why did y'all? Why? Why?
So the whole theatrical version is sort of like only available on like foreign versions of the movie, right? You can only get them like they're only like on like a French version. I looked it up and it was like a French version, and because when they had when the guys were over at Tokyo Comic Con, I said, if you guys see a copy of the Renegade cut, just pick it up and look it over and see if it says anything about theatrical, and I will pay you for that. I will buy it from you if you can find a copy, because I want a theatrical copy. I want to make sure it's well preserved and documented. And we'll do a stream on it, or what do we have to do to make people understand what made Pops almost leave. Yeah, I know, Dean. I know. I almost left. I was poor, or I would have left. I probably would have. Yeah.
Squeaka, it's not the original Highlander we're gonna watch. That movie's great. It's the second movie that we're gonna watch. That is,
no, Highlander 2. Squeaka, we need to get you in here for a Highlander reaction after you've seen it. That'd be fun.
Okay, so I gotta ask you, what in your opinion is worse, Michael Ironside in Highlander 2 or Mario Van Peebles in 3, like licking the air, saying there can be only one, and you're like, what did they do?
I've only watched it once, and I don't know. To me, there's one Highlander movie, and then there's just some random references to this stuff. I don't know what to do.
I like the TV series. I
did.
So
so the TV series has some stuff in it that I like. Highlander 2 is I'm with you, Dean. This is going to be when Pops had Loki sit through UHF, and when Ironcaster took us through Shark Journeys. This is going to be my personal hell next week. We'll see how it goes. So then we'll finalize the schedule for the next few shows after that. So we're definitely going to be doing. We definitely have a couple things coming. So it'll be good.
Well,
it'll be good.
well, we need to set the bar to hopefully hold up against Halo. Like, is Halo going to be worse than Highlander 2?
Yes. I without seeing it, I can tell you that Halo Season 2 will be worse than any movie ever made that I can think of at the moment. So, yes. I would rather watch Highlander 2 on loop than have to watch Halo 2 like on a 24-hour loop. If I was like in a chair, Clockwork Orange style with my eyes held open, I could watch Highlander 2 all day compared to Halo and Halo Season 2.
The only reason I'm going to reserve that is because it's only like 95 minutes, or so. It's like an hour and a half of my time to sit through Highlander 2, whereas Halo is like a whole season of this dog crap. Like, that's my argument of why The Marvels isn't the worst Marvel movie, because it's only like 90 minutes of hell compared to some of this other stuff I have to sit
Well, if
through.
you had to watch it for 24 hours, I'd rather watch Highlander for 24 hours in a chair with my eyes held open, made to stay awake, than watch Halo.
Halo
for
Season
24
1, or what
hours.
we don't know we're going to get in
Both.
Season 2?
Both.
All right. I can agree with you on Season 1 for sure. I want to give Highlander... Listen, I'm open-minded. Maybe Halo Season 2 actually has production design. Maybe they went over and stole crap from some other production, and there's actually stuff in the background. I don't know.
Maybe not Dave Chappelle gets more screen time.
He is in the trailer. I saw that. I actually started laughing out loud. I actually was like, holy crap, not Dave Chappelle is back. Holy crap.
What about Miss
started
Mullet? Was she in
laughing.
it?
Huh?
What about Miss Mullet?
I don't know if I remember seeing her. For some reason, I keep thinking yes, but the best part was I paused it because there's a shot of Strawberry Spartan with the helmet, and I just paused it. And like, there's our girl, Loki.
Spartan.
There's our girl right there.
And DJ, dude,
it's coming, brother. Halo's coming, man.
Come and check out when they do my eye injections, because that's pretty much what they do, is they have to hold my eyeballs open while they put the needle in. So if you want to do that, just come by and I'll take you to the eye injection when they do my eye injection.
Yeah, I have that noted, Dean. We just got to get that on the radar screen. Maybe that's something we can do as a fun one between now and Halo is Ice Pilot. You've asked for Ice Pirates a couple of times. It's only fair. So, well, guys, it's been fun. It's been great to be back and do this, man. It's always fun.
I think that's why we went long.
We started late, went long. We're just having fun, man. This is the best. I look forward to this so much. So, well, with that, we'll go out a little differently. You guys take care. Make sure you're subscribed to everybody. Make sure you're connected to some good stuff. Get these films on your radar screen so you can have some good stuff out there. And since we talked about it and I have it loaded, let's go out with some shenanigans, shall we?
Shenanigans!
But our shenanigans are cheeky and fun.
Yeah, I mean, his shenanigans are cruel and tragic.
Which makes them not shenanigans at all.